Hey there guys, it is Tim here again with a new thing. Today I want to walk you through a automation, super simple one, and through a tool which is called Vexa.AI, which enables you access to Google Meet in N8N. You heard me right, Google Meet, which is super powerful tool. I will be for sure making multiple videos about this because it has a huge potential. First of all, it is open source, so anybody can try it out and figure out if it is worth it. Second of all, it is pretty beginner friendly and I will explain it in this video so you understand. And third of all, they're just an absolute game changer. Either for sales call summaries, for team meeting summaries, I have created automation for it. You will get it free template down in the description and I will walk you through it. Or maybe even substitutes for the Google Meet so other people can understand. Absolute game changer. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So first we want to go to the home. This is what you will see once you click on the Vexa.AI API for real-time meeting transcription. Alright, you can get started within a few minutes, really. You just sign up either through Google or whatever. I already am signed in, as you can see. And from here, we just go to API keys or API documentation to get really started. Or you can go through the get started, but we won't be using that right now. So let's go to API keys, and in here you'll have our API key, which is the most important thing probably from this whole app. Really, this is the thing that we will want to copy later in the video. Then we have API documentation. Without this we wouldn't be able to move anywhere. So Vexa API usage guide. Now basically, if you're just starting out, this might be pretty confusing for you, but I will try to explain it in a super simple way that everybody understands. So let's get straight into it. Here is the first thing, request a bot for a meeting. So probably the most important one, and let's just try it out. Okay, let's go to N8N. Let's create our new HTTP request because that is what we will be using. Alright, then in the API documents, you have this whole text, but you don't really need it. You don't need to even read it. You just go to this scroll and you copy it. Now once we have this curl, we come back to our N8N automation. In the HTTP request we import the curl, and this does all of the work for us. This sets up the whole node for us basically. So we will be sending headers, X API key, so our API key that we talked about before. Then we will be sending over a body, which is platform. So what platform are we using for the meeting, which is Google Meet. Then native meeting ID. Here we just add the Google Meet ID, language, and stuff like that. Okay, so let me add a manual trigger and I will show you how this looks in the, sorry about that, manual trigger, how it works in actual use case or an actual scenario. So let's go to Google Meet. Alright, you'll create new, start a straight from the point. Okay, now from here we can see that we have this ID. So we will just copy this ID, go back to N8N, and we will paste it down in this native meeting ID. We will paste this. Then only thing we need to set up is the API key. So we'll go to Vexa app. The API key, you can either create new one or you can just copy this one. This isn't like OpenAI where you have to save it up because you cannot copy it the next time. You can just copy it, which I think is pretty good. Then you go back to N8N, you paste it in here. Super simple, anybody can do this. And let me just walk you. You can choose whatever name for this bot. So let's do, I don't know. Let's do Tim clone. So here is my clone. Okay. Now once we click this, it will join our bot into this meeting. Let me just get off my turn my camera off. I wanted to say, let's execute the workflow. Alright, now let's give it a few seconds and it should send us a reminder that a notification that somebody wants to join this meeting right here. Tim clone. So the name that we talked about, that we just wrote here, is joining in. Okay, now once he joins in, from here you can do whatever you want. You can get the real-time transcript, so every second get transcripts which is pretty simple, but I will be creating video about that as well probably. Or you can just at the end of the call get a transcript yourself. Now he's recording everything we say and transcribing it. So hello. I really like this video and I hope everybody subscribes, and I just want to say you are awesome. Okay, now let's go again to N8N, and if you want to go and get a transcript, we go to Vexa documentation, we scroll down a bit and we have get real time meeting transcript title in here. Again, all of the text, but you don't have to read it, only if you will learn about it. You just copy the curl. I mean, nobody has time for that. Or I mean, you of course can have time for it, but most of the people just want to get it done. So we just do this and it set up the whole thing for us like this. Now the only change in here is that at the end in the URL we have to send over the ID and not in the parameters. So we just drag and drop the ID from our previous HTTP request like this. Make sure you don't have a space in between this, because sometimes N8N does that stuff. Okay, then we have our API key in here. So again, we'll come back to Vexa. We will copy this and we will paste it in here. Great. Now we will receive a transcript of this whole meeting. We have to give it a few seconds. All right. So we have the transcript in here. I mean, I didn't say a whole lot of much. I just said, so hello, I like this video and I hope everybody subscribes. And I just want to say, you are awesome. So that's about it. This is how you get the transcript. You can see who said this thing. So the speaker is me. By the username you have on Google, or the attendee will have on Google. And now let's get to the automation that I want to show you, which is the main point of this video. But I just wanted to make sure you understand how this tool works so you can use it yourself. Okay, so basically we have a Google Calendar trigger. So any meeting that starts with this name or has this field in description or whatever, it will send over data of it. So let's give it another few seconds. Okay, basically the data we will receive is the description, is the name, the title, and then you have the Google Meet link, and we have the attendees, which is pretty important in this workflow. Now in the attendees section we can see either if they accepted the response or if it needs action or they declined. Now if it is either of these, then we will send them over an email with the summary. Okay, the next step in here is basically just a function code. Now if you don't understand programming, no worries, this whole thing was created by OpenAI. I don't understand programming as well, and I managed to do a whole lot of things in N8N, so don't even worry about that. Let me close this up. Okay, so don't even worry about that, it does not really matter. You can just help yourself out with AI right now. Okay, but this whole code, what it basically does is it takes the people that didn't attend or they declined, and it gives us their email addresses like this. So we have the email and we have the response status, so needs action or declined, and we get the email address so we can send them over the emails. Then we have a edit field in here, and basically what this does, it is another code, but pretty simple one. Basically in the Google Calendar trigger we receive a whole URL of the Google Meet like this, but we just need this last ID at the end of the URL. That's it. And that's exactly what this node does for us. So we send over the whole URL and it just extracts the ID. So we can use it in the next node. Now let me just trigger this. Okay, so we can now use it in this node. Now in this node, we'll request the bot to join our meeting. We already done this, so I won't be walking you through it again. Basically, we just send over the native meeting ID. And what we want to do is send over this. We just drag and drop it from the node before. Okay, next thing, we really just trigger it. Okay, we will receive the same thing that we received before, the ID, the user ID, the platform, and the native meeting ID. Right now we don't need any of this. Then we have this HTTP request. Now I won't be triggering this because I have some mock data in here of some sample meeting, but basically the same thing we did before, really nothing new. So let's click it. Alright, then we have another set node, and thing I forgot. If you really wanna take this a step further and you wanna get the results or the transcript at the end of the meeting, you want to add in here wait note, but I didn't add it because I didn't want this video to be 20 hours long because we have to wait. So basically in here you drag and drop from the Google Calendar the end time of the meeting or the suggested end time right here. Date and time, you just drag and drop it in here, super simple. Now you will have this wait note in the template down below. I just didn't want to trigger the whole workflow with it because it would mess some things up and we would have to wait. But yeah, without it or with it, it is great. So this set note basically what it does is in the transcript. Okay. So basically in this transcript we receive a whole lot of information like the start, the end, then the actual transcript, then the language and the speaker. Now this is normally helpful, but right now we don't need it. So what we want to do in this automation is get all of the transcript into one string. So combine the whole transcript and also the speakers. We will have that also because I think that is pretty valuable. So basically there's another code, but yeah, you don't really have to understand it. You just have it in here and you can just copy it into your workflow. Basically we will get this. So Alex, hey everyone, Alex, then Sarah is speaking, then another, again Sarah is speaking, John, Alex, Sarah, Alex and John. Basically this is the whole transcript. I mean, this is just an example mock data, so super small, but this is about it. Then the next thing that we have is the actual LLM, which is pretty important, I think. The LLM creates the summary. Now the prompt is super simple. Write a professional follow-up email to someone who missed the following meeting. The email should sound friendly but informative. Never mention names because you don't actually know them. We just have their email addresses. Include a warm opening line acknowledging their absence. Yeah, there's just a few things he should include, and sign off as Tim. Use markdown formatting for readability if possible. Meeting transcript, we send over the meeting transcript, and we instruct him on the output. So output the email body and the email subject line. Okay, another thing that you have to make sure you have turned on is output content as JSON, because if you won't have this turned on, then you will just receive one content with subject line and subject body. We don't want that. So let's execute this step. You'll have to give it a few seconds. But in the meantime, I just want to say, let me know if you like this type of stuff and I will create more videos about either some tools or some softwares. And yeah, just let me know if this was helpful to you down in the comments while we wait. Okay, so we've got this in here. We have the subject line, follow-up, sprint planning, meeting, recap, and next steps. Then we have the body. I mean, there will be a whole lot of nothing in here and just repeating itself because the whole transcript is super small. But normally you would have like, I don't know, 5,000 words, 1,000 words in here, so it will be much better. But right now this is just repeating itself. So hi there, I hope this message finds you well. We missed you in the sprint planning meeting overview, so I want to catch you up on what we discussed, etc, etc. Then you have just important stuff and the recap of the whole thing. All right, and we just set up our email. Now in here again it is showing me that we have to unpin HTTP request 1, but we cannot right now do that. Basically 2, so the email address you are sending off to is in the code that we set it up before. So the attendee that didn't really attend, just drag and drop it. This will work, but I have pinned the HTTP request, so because I wanted to have some mock data, but normally you will have this screen and here you will have the email address. So don't even worry about this. I know it looks bad, but don't worry. Then the subject line, we want to send over the body, the subject, sorry about that. And for the message, we want to send over the body. Just drag and drop things. You don't need no coding, nothing confusing. Okay, now let's execute the step. But for now, let's in here. Sorry about that. In here, let's put my email so I can show you how the email actually looks. Now I will for sure be using this in my own company because this is absolute game changer. So let's execute this step. We give it a few seconds. Alright, now let's go to my Gmail. I don't know what this black dot is, but whatever. Let's go to my Gmail. Me. And we have a whole email in here. Though I don't like the formatting of this, so let's change it. Alright, let's go back to here. Let's send text. Let's execute the step once more, and maybe this will be the change. So get me, and yes, this is the change. So basically, hi there, I hope this message finds you well. We missed you in the sprint planning meeting earlier, so I wanted to catch you up on what we discussed. So the most important things, last week focused on UR improvements, this week we are shifting to backend scalability, 5 key backend issues identifying, caching, I don't know if I pronounced it right, probably not, but yeah, database indexing, async job, rate limiting, and memory profiling. Basically, you have the whole email here. And I think this is super useful. Because I mean, if you have people that didn't join, but you want them to understand what happened in there, you can just do it like this, automated, everything automated. You don't have to click a button and everything happens for you. So this is super great tool. Again, Vexa.AI, I will leave a link down in the description. Check it out and thank you for watching. Bye bye.